Hello class, this series of video is to demonstrate to you one of the best practice in developing a desktop application on Windows so that you can finish up and submit your application finally at the end of the semester. And we are trying to make this process as close as possible to the way an actual application is developed in software industry. This example application is application on fraction calculation. We will create many kind of project, but the final one is the one that is a GUI project, the one that is actually going to use the DLL or library, dynamic link library, that we are going to create along the way, and also unit test and console driver that is going to make a small test run for our DLL. So in that way, you can see how we progress until we finish our project. All right, let us get started. We will create the project for the class project. We will start from scratch right from the beginning, but we are not going to start with hello world here. But the console and the GUI project that we are going to start now is going to show you how the hello world is supposed to be done, but we are going to initiate it just like we're supposed to initiate a real project. So let us launch our Visual Studio. We want to create a new project. So if your template already filtered, we may want to clear all filter, then refilter language, of course, C#, platform, Windows. And now we want to create a console application that is going to be the test drive of our DLL or dynamic link library that we are going to create along the way until finish. So it is console. We end up with two console app. We need to choose the one with .NET framework in bracket because this is the actual .NET framework for Windows application. The one without the bracket is meant for .NET Core, which is meant for Linux and Mac OS or other operating system. This is not what we are doing. So select this one, .NET framework, and then next. Then configuring the folder structure and the naming scheme for our project is also good to be done at the very beginning. Project name is related to the project file that we are creating in Visual Studio. It is different from our project class name for the class. So I would like to call this project, the console project, as fraction driver. This should reflect the purpose of this console project, which is to test drive any single step that we are doing, that we are developing along the way until we finish. And let me remove this folder first, the one that I created just now. So for location, the folder location, I would like to create the folder name as, I will create it in desktop, but the folder name is to reflect the content of the folder location, which is fraction class project. This is not project that is meant for project file in Visual Studio. Select folder. And solution name. Solution is the one that putting the umbrella of all our project. So that is a solution. in Visual Studio, under one solution, there can be a few projects. So this solution I want to call fraction, just fraction. Then later we will add a few more projects. For now, it is the test drive console application. So next is click create. So this is what we get. All these are already auto generated for you. Let us put the content or the output of this console to say that this is a test driver console application. So how to print something? Of course, it is console, tab, write what we want to write, or write line. This is a test drive console application for fraction class project. And then close the bracket, semicolon. That should do. And then before that, you should notice that the solution name is fraction just now. And currently, there's only one project, which is fraction driver. Okay, save it. Then compile by clicking build and rebuild. You should see that it is succeeded. Otherwise, you need to fix the error if there is error. And we can run it by clicking the green play button here. Okay, so this is the output that we put in the console write line just now. You can close it here or just press any key to close the window, the prompt window. Alright, to show that the output just now is a standalone program, standalone console application. We can run it directly without Visual Studio by opening command prompt. Okay, and then we need to go to the folder. We need to go to the folder where our .exe is. So where is it? It is in here. This is the fraction driver.exe. We need to go all the way from root folder until the folder that contains the fraction driver.exe. So select that one, Ctrl C to copy, and then in the command prompt, you need to put cd. Make sure the drive is correct. cd stands for change directory, and then it's better to surround everything in double quote, because if anywhere in the path name there is a space, it will confuse command prompt. So by putting double quote here, all spaces in between these two double quote will be considered as part of the path name. So we paste the path name in between the two double quote and then press enter. We are there in the correct path. To make sure that it is correct path, we type directory or dir only to see that the fraction driver.exe is there. Then we can run it by typing the exe name. So we get the same output. All right. So that is for the console test drive application. Next is to add the supposedly final GUI application that is going to use the DLL that we are going to create. So this is a GUI project. So we need to add another project under solution fraction. How do we do it? Click File, New Project. Clear all filter, refilter, language of course C#, platform still Windows, but now project type is desktop. You will see many template listed in the template list. What we want is again this one, Windows Forms app with .NET Framework, not this one. It is this one. And then click next. Now we want to add this project under the same solution. So under solution, do not create new solution. We add to the existing solution. Project name. Now this is the final .exe that we want to give to our project. So I would like to call it fraction calc. This will be the .exe name. So we can shorten it, of course. And then the location, the folder, keep it the same because we want everything the same as listed and also as physically saved in our file explorer. Create. Then make sure you have 1, 2 project. This was the console. This is GUI under the same fraction project. And also you should get this form. The form is actually the windows that will be pop up or used when this GUI project is running. Alright, so to put something here to say what is the purpose of this window, we don't want to do a hello world. We want to straight doing our real class project. So what we do, we drag a label and then edit the text property to print whatever we want to reflect what we want to do. Fraction. I want to write fraction calculator starts here. That's it. This is too small. Okay. And later, maybe we want to rename this label 1 to a proper variable name, but maybe not this time because this is just a starting point. But now I want to format the font size, make it bigger. 20 may be enough. That is it. Save. You can either click save all or just saving this one, the form. And then to build, is better for us to choose what we want to build and run. So now at this time, the IDE Visual Studio is still in the mode of running fraction driver, which is the console application just now. We want to run this one, fraction calc. So click the drop down here, choose fraction calc, and then compile, build, rebuild solution, and then we can run. Okay, so we have our window running. It is actually a complete functioning window that we can maximize, restore, minimize, restore again, and then we can close it. All right. Before we run this before we test this to run as it is without Visual Studio, maybe we want to change the caption of the window in this. Now it is form 1. We want to change it to the proper application name. So just click on the caption. Do not double click. If you double click, you will mess up the code because if you double click, you will create an event handler. Just click it. Then still under text property, you change to the caption that you want. So I want fraction calculator. So the name of the application should be spelled correctly. Try not to show that this is a class or academic development of a software. Try to make it look like a professional application so that you can show this off to other people in GitHub that later we want to set up. It is not good to show to the world or put something in your resume that sounds like a class work. Make it look like a real professional work. Okay, so just call it fraction calculator, or don't call it my fraction, my project, my class project with geometric number and so on. Do not indicate this project as a class project. Okay, make it look like a real software project in industry. All right, so save it, rebuild again, or actually you can start, you can run immediately. Okay, so now we have our caption change, and the rest are the same. All right, before we finish this one, let us show how to run this separately without Visual Studio. We can, okay, before that, we need to know where our .exe is located. Okay, so this is where it is under desktop, fraction class project, the folder, the root folder for this project, and then fraction, which is the solution name, and the project name, fraction calc, under bin, debug, and then the exe is under that debug. Okay, so let us remember this. We can close Visual Studio. I can see my folder where I put everything in it in my desktop. Open it. Inside is the solution folder. Okay, so over here you can put anything anything that related to this project, not necessarily the solution. Maybe you want to put some PowerPoint presentation or words or anything that relate to this project. So open the solution folder. Remember, the project name is fraction calc. Open it, and then bin, and then debug, and then inside debug you can find your .exe. The type is application. Make sure these two match. Sometimes if you see something that looks like a folder but it's actually application, that could be a virus. So how to see this extension is by clicking options. This will be different with different version of Windows, but this is how I do it on my system. Look for option in your file explorer, and then under view, in my case, you need to uncheck the hide extension for known file type. So in your system, find where this option is, uncheck it. And also it's good for you to also show hidden files. This one will show you possible virus that is hiding themselves. All right, so make sure to uncheck this one. Okay, then you should be able to see the .exe. Otherwise, the .exe is invisible, but the type is still application. Okay, so now we want to run this. Double click it. We still get the application or GUI application just now. Close it. Now, how to reopen Visual Studio and straight away go to the solution? You go up until you see fraction.sln, which is the type of Visual Studio solution. You double click this one. Okay, one thing I would like to highlight to you is that this is not containing everything. You cannot just submit this to your instructor and thinking that it contains everything, because this is only 2 kilobytes. It's very small. It is only a text file telling where is what. It is just a file that tell the whole thing contains what. That is not the whole thing. Okay, the whole thing is in here, and also might be in here. This is just telling where everything is. Okay, but you can double click and open it to get to the exact point where you left before. Okay, double click, it will open Visual Studio, and then it will bring you to the status or the location where you left before. That is it.